The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Kill.
Allen now on first down. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
We talked about it prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have its hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
Hey, Haywood! Mike 55. Hey. Let's go.
To try again after the sack. Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long.
Hey, orbit.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. Third and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Houston. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Check three. Switch.
Throwing on second down. Allen. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Check 26, check 26, check 24, check 24.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Allen. They'll roll him out right. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jaleel Adai. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now the Auburn product, Corey Graham. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
I got him. Check, 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 check. Rush in, rush in, rush in.
On 2nd down, it's Grant. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a 1st down. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Here we go. Here 24. Here we go. Out, 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 out. Line him up.
Now a give, right side. Grant. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Hey, 59. 53's the mic. 53. Check 53.
On 2nd down now, it's Grant. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Right there. 59. 54.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Patriots take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
You don't want nothing. Get it. Pick up the ball. Five wide. 55. Pass. Eat. Check right. Tight dog. Pass 85. Shoot.
Now Cook. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 12 yards there and a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Now a run with Cook. A big play there out of Cook. 44 yards.
44 yards on the play. First down, Patriots.
The Patriots into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Took nearly the entire first half, but a first red zone opportunity for him here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Cook. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Texans' 13-yard line.
Check 55 to mine. Check 55. Recon 132 fighter. Man, they're not ready for time. Still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football. Alert flare. He's crashing. 22 jet bomber. On
2nd down, Cook. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Mike. Round 80. Check 55. Mike. What we got? Alert. Look out.
Now Allen. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw is Watson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go. Check 3. Check 3.
Out of the gun, Watson. With a catch made by Hopkins. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
It's 4th down.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 54 down. He's coming. Down, let's go.
They'll run. It's Miller. And he's going to have the 1st down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Alert 3. Alert 3. Alert 3.
Here's Grant. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield, and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that.
Watch the slats. Watch the slats.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Watson. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this 1st half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Dorsett on the return. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I
was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Hey, Echo.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. It's complete. James White. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England first down. On 1st down, Allen. And finding the tight end Hooper. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Cook. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham. Now Cook running right. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Following a good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
Tighten up.
Now a handoff looking right. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. And now they'll throw with Allen. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Philip Dorsett, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Gostkowski the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know It's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number one in their conference.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Tighten down. There you go.
Back to throw, Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Intended for DeAndre Hopkins. Incomplete. Devin McCourty there defensively.
The Texans on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, it's our house.
Now it's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Check.
The final shot before the break. Watson flushed out right. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
You ain't doing nothing today. Kill.
Throwing again, it's Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one good for 26 and a first down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Now Johnson. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 38. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch QB drop.
They will run with Grant. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
A first down carry here for Johnson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Patriots 24.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Get the boy down. He's coming. Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. You must be getting tired of seeing none of them go.
They'll try the air now with Watson. Flush to his right. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
You don't want no problem.
He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Watch his slant. Watch his slant. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Hey, alert, alert. 53 at the mic. Hayward, 3 at the mic. Line up, let's go.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
53, check 53. Coming to you, coming to you. 64, swing, check. 25,
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Corey Grant, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans push further out in front. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line ready to go. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run it again with Cook. And all this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stop him behind the line for the 2nd straight play. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Let's get it. Mike. Check 55. Mike. Alert. Bring it. Alert. Mike 55. Mike 55. Hey, Charlie. Let's put that team on the box. Hatchet. Check 3.
Now Allen. He's going deep for Brown. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jaleel Adai. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10.
Let's go.
They'll run on 1st down. Grant. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
And let's get this. Showing up. Under time.
This is Grant. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
I'm coming for you, son. Say.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 22-yard line.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
I'm here all day. 6 guys.
On 1st down, it's Grant. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
All right. Here we go. Let's go, V. Let's go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Corey Grant, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Texans push further out in front. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Let's go.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this is incomplete. Austin Hooper, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminated.
The throw once more on 2nd and 10. Allen. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Play action. Now it's Allen. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. J.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Allen going to go on 4th down. He's going to air one out. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. On 4th down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, 4th down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
24! 58 for Mike. I got you. Hey, 31!
After the interception, here's Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Watson going to throw again, eluding the pressure right. And Stills bringing it in. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. They try to run on 1st down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Watch the pass. Sponge. No. Check. Hot route.
Now a give, right side. Grant. And this Patriot defense up to the challenge once more as they again stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
2 yards leads to 3rd down and 14.
The run hasn't worked the last couple of plays. Now it's 3rd and 14. Here's Watson. Buying time to his left. And this is going to be incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing again on second down. Allen under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. New England on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 16. Allen now looks to throw, and they're going to try the screen. It's complete. Disaster there, resulting in a loss of 7 on third down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
The Patriots send out their punter. Remember, his first attempt was returned for a touchdown. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.